Electricast.
Do you want to be part of something bigger? At Siemens, we use AI to transform the everyday. Our engineering solutions drive innovation and change. We're leading in technology and building a sustainable future. Join Siemens and make an impact to transform the everyday. Apply now and be part of something extraordinary. Visit siemens.co.in/careers.
Last week on Ghost Hampton, Frank tells Georgie Lyle will be back on TV from the motel, and Mateo dodged Silk in a car. Silk's segment starts with a video salute to Flo and a promise of fresh Old Vic footage. She asks Lyle about old Glenn dying on his porch and Flo's last moments. Berto emerges to face Georgie. He has a secret, crazy new plan. Take all the cash and run.
Georgie slides into her car seat. She dials Big Frank.
Yo.
Frank, Berto is fucking around with something in his limo garage. I asked him for a bottle of water, and he said he'd get a driver to bring some by.
Callan.
Something's up with him. He's way more fucked up than the last time I spoke with him.
Poor fella.
And the call he supposedly made for water, he didn't dial his phone.
Nothing gets by you.
Georgie says nothing as Frank thinks it over.
Listen, I'm gonna get a couple of constables over there to shake him up.
Oh? Is Swan Song going to send them?
Nah, I have friends in law enforcement. So sit tight. Or if he really starts acting out, you can always just drive away.
Right, like I'm going to abandon my post because a guy did too much coke.
Point taken.
They disconnect. Interior taproom TV interview set, continuous. Josh is scolding everyone, the crew and the on-camera talent, to take their places and be ready for the countdown to live air. Lyle has been sipping his scotch. It occurs to him this could be the most he's ever had in one day. He desperately needs this interview to end. Silk has been over to Iko's seat chatting. She returns to her own seat and makes ready. Josh begins his countdown, and Lyle glances at his watch. Strange, the date. At midnight, the date will change to the date of Georgie's death. If you believe in such paranormal mumbo-jumbo, what if it's all hogwash? Looking up, he realizes two big eyes are boring into him. Iko's. Josh finishes his countdown. The eerie music comes back up briefly and fades out. Silk addresses the camera.
As we at Fearcom explore the mysteries of Old Vic and its denizens, we meet new experts in the paranormal. I'm here with Lyle Hall, our exclusive guest, and I'm thrilled to introduce you now to an expert in both paranormal phenomena and the dark world of the occult.
Silk gestures past Lyle.
Introducing, all the way from the Republic of Haiti, Iko.
Silk winks at the camera, then addresses Iko.
And it's just Iko, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am, that is all.
Tell us a bit about your background.
I moved from Haiti 2 years ago to Brooklyn and the community of my fellow islanders. There, I frequently serve my neighbors, addressing personal issues.
Such as?
Oh, there are matters of love, physical attraction, maybe a family member, a troublesome boss at work, or an unexplained death of a loved one. I provide advice and sometimes may look into their hearts.
Oh? Oh, that must keep you quite busy. Iko, you've looked into the haunting of Old Vic, way out here in the Hamptons, of all places.
Oh, yes. Like everyone, I find it of great interest, only more so.
What made the biggest impression on you in this case?
That the ghost girl made only one appearance, and since then, everyone had to go through one man only for any further information.
Both Silk and Aiko turn to look at Lyle. He nervously puts his glass down.
And I question why a good spirit would contact Lyle Hall after he killed that lady with his car.
Lyle feels his stomach turn.
A good question, Lyle, no? Is there a connection?
Lyle shifts uncomfortably in his seat and summonses what lawyerly acumen he can muster.
My deadly car accident resulted in a near-death experience for me. When I finally came around after life-saving surgery, I was in great pain, but also grateful to have survived.
And something else?
Yeah, I was shocked to experience a new ability to hear what people were thinking, to read them.
And what were people thinking?
They were thinking I was responsible for Elsie Cronk's death, and that I was driving drunk.
The two women stare deeply at Lyle. He takes a sip of his scotch.
Both thoughts are patently false.
I see. Tell me, Lyle, what are we thinking now?
Lyle looks from Silk
To Aiko.
and back. Two formidable adversaries.
That you'd like to make mincemeat of me on live TV.
Both women are startled by Lyle's bluntness, but Silk covers this with a surprised laugh.
Oh, Lyle, you're on our team, remember? So, tell us about your first encounter at Old Vic.
Well, recently, I began to hear plaintive whispers coming from Old Vic. Women's mournful voices.
What were they saying?
Couldn't tell. One day it was just one voice, a girl's. She wanted help, and she showed me her face from long ago, like Victorian times.
And that inspired you to take legal action to preserve Old Vic, and have a professional portrait of the girl created, and then return and break into the place with a Catholic priest. Was he there to cleanse the house of evil spirits?
Father Mateo was eager to get a look inside, so we went in.
And that's when you were visited by a spirit from the underworld.
Lyle glances over to Aiko. It's an odd moment to notice that a fourth chair is on the set to her right.
Father Mateo was upstairs when I felt something overcome me. I fell to the floor and blacked out. Mateo came back down and got me outside. He even administered CPR, possibly saving my life.
That was something getting a taste of you. Something that wants you.
I think Aiko's right. Aiko, Lyle here provides a very cursory summation of his experiences. When you look at Lyle Hall, what do you see?
Aiko
Stares at Lyle, through Lyle. He can actually feel this strange woman rummaging through his psyche, like Flowwood.
I see fear and hatred. Something has been inside Lyle Hall and it intends to come back and set up residence.
You mean demonic possession?
A man like this is a likely candidate. You see how he substitutes alcohol for any deep understanding of what is happening to him.
The camera catches frustrated Lyle swig his scotch.
Can you people stop talking about me like I'm not here?
I wonder, is a man like you truly here? Do you recognize what your true responsibility is in this case?
Lyle is doing a slow burn on camera in real time. He flashes on how the public must see him, how Georgie sees him. Could midnight really mark her last day? He's known this date was coming and has failed to intervene. And now he must be abused on live TV by a stranger. But this quagmire could be transformed into opportunity. A last chance to restore honor to the Hall name. Make Georgie proud. Lemonade from lemons.
What is a person's responsibility in a case like this? Say a house isn't just haunted, but possessed by a malevolent entity. I led the Fearcom team back to Old Vic last night to film it inside. We also visited the truly ancient barn right next door. And we have footage of the extraordinary reaction to Lyle Hall's presence.
Silk addresses Josh.
Ready? Roll it.
Shaky cam video plays. Josh's footage from last night rolls on live TV. The world sees Silk setting up in the barn in front of a huge spider nest. The shoot pauses for Lyle to remove his gurney's sweatshirt, but Josh's camera continues recording. We see Flo does most of the removing. Lyle's entire chest and abdomen are displayed in homes everywhere as a subway map of scars. Lyle appears very out of it. Then a huge possum confronts the group. Then a swarm of bats swoops down from the rafters. There are screams. One bat entangles in Flo's hair. The footage ends with Josh helping Silk out of the barn door. Lyle spent the video replay drinking his scotch.
Last night, this footage begs the question, what can a mere mortal do to battle evil?
Aiko looks from Silk to Lyle, again sucking her gums in thought.
Simple. If the good is the stronger, the good wins.
Aiko's gaze rests on Lyle, who's now smoldering.
But only if it confronts the evil.
How is it an old house could attract a man like Lyle Hall? He says he didn't even believe in ghosts until recently.
Maybe his ghost girl was only a lure. You know, on the very deep ocean floor, the predator fish has a little glowing light it dangles to attract the ignorant prey. Maybe the evil knew the house was to be demolished and wanted to attach to a new host. A likely one at that.
Are you saying evil saw me coming and wanted me to be its new host?
You can say, if an evil entity wanted to spread its influence out into the community, it's working so far. Evil makes the headlines and attracts the crowds.
Aiko looks pointedly at Lyle.
And using a man known for tearing down old buildings for his personal gain. Ironic, no?
Lyle addresses Silk.
Listen, the house is bad. The barn is way worse. My historian friend says the previous owner was a sea captain. His business was returning runaway slaves to South Carolina. He sank his own ship full of slaves, then died at his home, which was set afire, possibly by a surviving slave.
Then the new house became a house of prostitution. Another example of men enslaving the weak, subjugating women and young girls, even today.
Speaking of luring prey, Lyle has mentioned that he also experienced sensations returning to his legs, damaged in his car crash last year.
Both women turn to Lyle.
Yeah, well, the first phase of my rehab is about just getting the legs moving. That's working, usually.
Aiko is staring deeply at Lyle.
So, you want the feeling back in your lower body?
Who wouldn't?
Aiko points her chin at Silk.
There's your lure, for sure.
Lyle goes volcanic.
Damn it, Silk. I described an extrasensory experience in confidence, not for public display.
Lyle, it's out in the public now. Clear the air. Did you have feelings for this girl?
What? She is only 12 years old, Silk, and dead. How could I have feelings for a ghost?
Feelings cannot be controlled. Do you know other living young girls?
Lyle bursts into a drunken rage. He stands and faces Silk.
You people are saying I'm attracted to adolescent girls now? I wanted to somehow help a girl who died a long time ago. That doesn't mean I have feelings for young girls.
Lyle, please sit. We're not saying that. We just need to address the issue.
The issue? I'm a good man, damn it. And I'll sue anyone who tries to defame my good name.
That's well within your rights, but...
Aiko jumps in the fray.
You know what, Lyle Hall? I say a good man, even a half a man, would go to that place and face whatever spirit is waiting there once and for all. A bad spirit knows when it's met its match and it will leave, and that's true.
Lyle, in full rage, turns between Silk and Aiko.
Now I'm half a man too? I see what you're doing. Fuck this. I am gone.
Lyle,
Lyle yanks his cord from his mic and storms off the set. As he passes the bar, Rooney is clapping for him. But Lyle hits a snag, his lower back. A hot pain blossoms across his lumbar at belt level. Suddenly, he cannot control his left leg. Still enraged, Lyle stiff-arms the taproom door and hobbles out into the evening, trying to reach his room. Almost at his door, Lyle hears his name cried out. Mr. Hall. It's young Chad. Lyle remembers his mic and clips it from his sweater collar and chucks it in Chad's direction. Now Lyle spots Mose Allen trundling across the parking lot, heading for the taproom. The fourth chair. Gripping the motel wall with his fingernails, Lyle offers a greeting.
And fuck you too, Mose!
Lyle hits his room. It's unlocked. He careens inside, manages to slam the door behind him just as his right leg gives out too. He hits the floor with a rug that badly needs replacing. His eyes focus on his Citarella bag lying on the floor nearby. Only one thing left in it, his gun. That idiot next door starts his recording of Highway to Hell, roaring through the wall again.